What's good? What's good? What's good? Yeah, man. We back at it. Team OTG. Team OTG, we back at it. Oh, man. Hey, y'all see I got the skillet. I chopped the skillet down. The weather look like it's about ready to finally turn over a new leaf. So I had to... I still got to get the beard together. But, you know, I'm getting it there. I'm getting season ready. But welcome to I'm tripping. Welcome to Kush Equilibrium. I am your always smoking host. Oops, great. I know. Y'all looking like, what you smoking on? What you smoking on? Look. I gotta go get some papers. Okay? I know. Calm down. We still smoking. I appreciate y'all, you know, I always say I appreciate y'all pulling up and smoking with me. You know what I'm saying? While we talk our talk. But if you didn't pay attention, I got the big homie with me. You know what I'm saying? So I got that sitting there. So if you see me tuck off to the side to give me a little rip in, I'm trying to smoke with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Don't be selfish. Let me smoke with you. Huh? But today, for our reaction, y'all probably don't get it to about 5-6, but I wanted to make something clear, because it's a misnomer when it comes to radio play. I don't know how many of y'all listen to radio. If you still listen to the radio, you know what I'm saying, drop in the comments if you still listen to the radio and why you listen to the radio versus streaming or any other way of getting your music. But I often wonder, like, how songs get picked or why certain songs get played as often as they do. And fortunately, we know a radio DJ, right? So I found an interview that DJ Head did, talking about this exact time. Well, they were talking about a whole bunch of topics, but one of the topics that they did chirp in on is radio play and how it works. So I figure we can smoke and educate ourselves at the same time. So that way you know why your favorite song might only play during this time frame or a certain amount of times, or why out the blue. Where did that song go? I was rocking with that song. Where did it go? Why did it drop off the face of the earth? So we're gonna get ourselves some knowledge while we smoke. So if you're smoking, light it up. If you're drinking, pull it up. We grown, so let's get to the business. You know what I'm saying? If you're out there drinking, you know what I'm saying? Good 3 p.m. Well, by the time you get a good 5 p.m. By the time you get this, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. So get your drink on. You know what I'm saying? This is the Gangster Chronicle podcast. MC8, DJ Head. I can't remember who the other guy is, but nonetheless, let's find out what's going on behind the scenes with the radio and the songs that we want to hear, but might not be hearing as often as we want to.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you something, man. This could be kind of controversial. When you were on a major radio station out here,
yeah,
and you know, everything at radio is about the bottom line. Was testing, was calling out. You know, I think people
researching
just think,
records, all that.
Yeah, I think people just think, oh man, they play the record. No, it's a lot of thought that goes into that. You know,
it's protocols.
Yeah, it's like you just can't go up there and play any record that you want to. Do you think that system is flawed?
Yes, but it's not flawed. It's so here's the thing about radio, and I was at iHeart for 7 years, and I just left last year or 2 years ago. I've been gone now. Damn. So yeah, I've been gone 2 years now. I left. But the thing about radio,
off the rip, he put me on something that I always thought, and now I know I was wrong. I thought all the radio personalities, right? Damn, Bond killing me. I thought all radio personalities got to pick what the fuck they wanted to hear. Hey, I fuck with this dude. I rock with this dude. I've been waiting on this project. He threw me this on the low. Whatever the case may be, they played what they wanted to, and we was just kind of forced to take it. Clearly that's not the case. There's a way of going about this. Let's find out.
Radio that people misconstrue, and they think radio is not. No matter now, this is gonna sound really bad, and I probably shouldn't say this, but radio is not what they market.
I have 3 businesses that are selling on Shopify. Once I figured out that Shopify
it to you as like, oh, this is the people station, or oh, this is for us by us. That's not what it is. The radio is just like any other business. It's a business, and their job is to generate revenue, right? So, in their business motto is to sell advertising. So just like if you have a podcast or you have a YouTube and there's an ad that pops up, that's all the radio is there to do, is generate those ad impressions, right? So they want you to hear that car dealership. They want you to hear that soft drink that they selling, or whatever the case may be.
That toothpaste or anything,
whatever they selling, right? Yeah. So the way the system is set up, it is
so out the gate. Radio ain't for us. It ain't for the music. Let me be clear. It ain't for the music. The music is just to tantalize you to tune in. Radio is for you to hear about what these products that these people out here selling. And I never thought about it that way. I always looked at it in reverse. You know what I'm saying? Radio was for the music, and then they filled time with commercials. I guess I was wrong twice. Hey, we learning.
To incentivize people to hear as many advertisements as possible. With that being said, that's why they play the most popular songs in the world or in the country. Because if you have a podcast, if you own the Gangster Chronicles podcast, and you know that there's going to be 1 million people listening to this Drake record, you want your podcast advertisement to come right after that Drake record, not after an unknown Big Steel record that nobody heard, because you're gonna minimize the amount of people listening. That's all the radio is. It's not really rocket science. And then when it comes to the DJs and the radio personalities playing what they want, there's protocols, and the protocol is you can't just play whatever you want. It's not your shit. It's not that. It's not that. Just like that's how I know that a lot of people wasn't raised right. Whenever I have conversations about radio, because I don't know how y'all grew up. I can just go in the kitchen and just take whatever I want. This ain't your kitchen.
Do that either.
This is not your kitchen.
If you ain't never had a black woman tell you in my kitchen, or get out my kitchen, or close my refrigerator, log off. I don't even want you over here. If you don't understand what that is, those are cultural moments. Every man know, whether you pay the bills, all of them, half of them, 20%, whatever the case may be. Yeah, that's your home. That's your kingdom. But what you don't own is that kitchen. Maybe if you under like 30 or under, do you understand that? Can you have you gone through I'm wondering, like, because I want us to learn from each other and grow and all this other shit, right? While we sit here smoking and drinking. These are moments that you got to have in life. If you had these moments, you probably find it easier to deal with your woman. Because she got her little areas and whatnot. You got it.
My mom's, I pay the bills here. This is my refrigerator. This is my food. You come to me and you see, and now I might let you get this off a couple times.
Right.
But this ain't finna be every day. You in here just taking whatever you want.
We had to ask to go in the refrigerator. Think about that. Think about that. We had to ask to go in the refrigerator. And I know that's off subject, but think about that culturally for a moment. Once upon a time, we had to ask to get a pack of noodles out the cabinet, to make a bologna sandwich, or get the mustard, or want some juice, pop, cereal. It didn't matter. You went to your mama, your auntie, your granny, whoever the elder woman is or was. And you got permission first. You didn't just go in there and go in there and grab it without asking to see what happened. Go in there. Back in the day, go in there and grab what you thought you wanted to whenever you wanted to. Yeah, maybe I had it bad, but once upon a time, believe it or not, the kitchen closed. At home, at a certain time frame, that kitchen was shut the fuck down. Ain't nothing else happening in this kitchen. Look, again, those of us men who've gone through these things, fast forward to now, you find it a little easier to deal with your woman, don't you? While these youngins trying to figure out what's up and down, left, right, and whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
The fruit snacks, the graham crackers, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because I run through a box of fruit snacks the first day.
You goddamn right. Goddamn right.
So, long story short, I always try to explain to people, like, when you are talking to radio personalities and DJs, approach it from a standpoint of they have to check what they whoever their superior is before they can play what they want to play. Not only that, I shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Whenever a DJ, a lot of DJs, and especially here in LA, I'm gonna just say this here. I was gonna wait to say this publicly, but a lot of you DJs in LA, I got a problem with. And I got a problem with y'all because either one, you don't care about people, or two, you're ignorant. Either way, it's a problem. You don't care about people because you're not doing them a service by running and playing their record on the radio. And two, you either ignorant because you don't know that doesn't benefit them. There's a system called media-based. Media-based monitors all the radio stations, and you get credit whenever somebody plays your song on the radio. If Big Steel make a record, or if Blast make a record, or if Ty Dolla $ign give me a record right now, we in the studio, and I run up to the radio station and I play it, that's not going to benefit him because it's not registered in the system. Exactly. So he gets credit for it. So he can't get paid for it. It's not monetized, right? So when a DJ, I'm not going to say names, but when DJs be like, oh, this the new so-and-so, it's hottest in the streets, you're not doing that person a service by playing that record on the radio. You're actually hurting them because they're not getting paid on that record, number one.
So before watching this, my understanding or view on how radio was structured or built, there was the radio station, and then there was a governing body of them called the FCC. I didn't know there was another entity in between that dealt with specifically the music and the registration of music. I didn't know that played into how you got paid. I figured you make a song that it threw you some bread, and I never really got into the monotony of the music industry like that. I just wanted good music, man. But seeing how everything has gotten weird and whatnot, I start to ask more questions, and this was one of the questions that came up. And it's sure, hey, that YouTube algorithm be working, don't it? Like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna throw that in there. That's that middle one. Now we done with that. Yeah, see, I lost thought already. Hey, I know what, because I lost
One,
my whole
and
train of
number
thought.
two, once you run it up a certain amount of spins, let's say you get to 150 spins in LA, you playing this record on the radio. Now the record is supposed to go to research, and research means that they test the record in the market. They do various ways of testing the record. They go out and they test it amongst the people, and if you get a positive score, the record is supposed
How
to
many?
in LA. Once you run it up a certain amount of spins, let's say you get to 150 spins in LA, you playing this record on the radio.
I wonder if that's is that the official number once you hit 150 plays, or is that just like his vague number? Like maybe it's like 100. I wonder.
Now,
what? Because I'm just thinking out loud. What do they consider running it up? I mean, what's that point where it's like, okay, this might be a real hot song. Let me check the validity of it. Because you never, when you think about all the movies that we see that talk about the music industry and the parts where they show the radio, it's always slide some money to the side, or hey, you dropping a record on somebody and they pull a record out, it's got money in it with it.
Now the record is supposed to go to research, and
it also make you wonder, was this entity created for the purpose of stopping the way stuff used to be back in the day, where it's like, hey, I got X number of dollars, you make sure this pop off, especially in markets like New York, California. Like,
research means that they test the record in the market. They do various ways of testing the record. They go out and they test it amongst the people, and if you get a positive score, they keep it on the radio. If you get a negative score, they take it off the radio. I've literally been at work at doing my show, and my boss came in and told me something like, hey, you know that song that we've been playing 40 times a week, your homeboy that we've been playing 40 times a week, this song not registered. I'm like, what you mean? It's nowhere to be found. It's not on Apple, it's not on Spotify, it's not on Sound, it's only exists on SoundCloud. Pull it out. Now you don't get a second chance on that record.
Yeah, they not coming back
blew
to
your
it.
shot, right?
Wow. That's crazy. Think about it. So if you play in the hookup game, because you know us as black people, we like the hookups. You play the hookup game thinking, I got this hot little track. I slide it to the homie. He work at the radio station. No matter what he do with it, you gain nothing, because you didn't go through the proper channels to get on the radio. And even the crazy thing is, now that we know, even if you did get on the radio like that, after so many little hookups, for one, they probably gonna see this is specifically the one DJ that's playing you. But more importantly, once they test it amongst the people to get a real gauge on it, now you don't burn your chance. You don't burn your boy, because they're like, man, you out here playing unregistered music that people don't even want. And I get it, because if you go back to what he said before, it's about keeping you around to listen to the commercials to make you want to buy stuff. They want you to listen to the ads. So when you out in whatever grocery store you shop at or clothes store you shop at, and you think about, oh, such and such is on sale for this price. Programming. They program the radio a certain way so you can be so we can be programmed. Well, you, because I don't listen to the radio. Again, make sure you let me know if you listen to the radio, and if you can, include your age, because I think that make a difference. Because I think it is probably more prone. I'm curious, because I'm 41 and I don't listen to the radio, so maybe the age really don't matter. I don't know. You can if you want to, but originally my thought was like maybe older people were drawn to older forms of media just out of habit. But I mean, that clearly ain't the case with me. Like I said, I'm 41. I stream everything, but I always lean more towards technology. I was always that person that was, whatever the newest technology is, I wanted it. Like, I didn't think Blu-ray disc was gonna make it because I thought HD was gonna beat it out. But I should have paid attention to the fact that Blu-ray was backed by Sony. So
I've seen these people pull a Beyonce record after she did the Super Bowl. Yeah, that record not testing well. Pull that out. It's Beyonce. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I'm saying? So people be taking it personal. Like, it's like, oh, this.
I never would have thought in a million years Beyonce would have anything pulled off the radio. Especially in Beyonce's prime. It's like almost everything she touched was fucking gold. I hated it. I hated it for selfish reasons, though. I wanted Destiny Child to stay around forever. I like looking at the way ladies dance and shit. So, you know what I'm saying? She did her solo thing. That's 2 less motherfuckers to look at. Like, come on, I'm gonna look at you too, Beyonce. But you know what I'm saying? You could have left the rest of them. Black man can't have nothing.
You don't fuck with me. No, I actually do fuck with you. Shout out to Lil Deuce too from Inglewood, because he actually called me a couple years later and said that he appreciated me for giving him that game. But a lot of people ain't sharing that information.
You know how many people I've defended you from, man?
Oh, I can imagine. People think I'm an asshole. I can be, but I don't do what you want me to do. I do what's best for you. I'm not going to tell you I like your song if I think it's trash. I'm not going to go advocate for your record. I'm not going to go advocate for your record in these buildings with these white people because I know what they're looking for.
So what do you call those people who do that? Because you got a lot of those that won't give that. Now, I'm just going to be honest, man. It's not a good.
My name is Kirsten Penalosa.
Record. It's not a good song.
What do I call those people?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm me. I don't.
It's a lot of those, though. You get me?
Yes,
There's
man.
a lot of records that shouldn't even see the light of day, but you got a lot of co-signers and a lot of motherfuckers who go, oh, no, man, that motherfucker hard as fuck. Let's roll with that.
You know what I told the homie? Oh, sorry. You know what I told the homie about?
What he talked about is what made the Dungeon Family all-time great. Because think about it. What was it like? 8, 10, 12? I mean, Dungeon Family was a legit family. It's 14, 15, I don't know how many more. Look it up. But guess what? You wasn't gonna get no, oh, that's cool. Because you got that many opinions in one room. You trying to get through, you trying to get everybody in the room to, oh, this, hey, let me get a copy of this. I need this. Yeah. And mean it. Every last one of them. Talk about increasing your chances of making a hit. You putting your music through the gauntlet before it even leave a basement. Before it's mixed and mastered and all the polish get put on it, it's coming out already a monster. How you get a CeeLo Green, an Outkast, then Sleepy Brown.
About that, the homie was like, you know,
history.
Man, you just be hating. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, you the problem. I said, okay, let me paint a picture for you then, bro. Since I'm the problem. He's like, yeah, you the problem. I said, okay, let me paint a picture for you. Hate. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, you the problem. I said,
hey, picture telling a grown man, one grown man to another man, you the problem. I'm trying to help you.
Okay, let me paint a picture for you then, bro. Since I'm the problem, right? Because I'm the gatekeeper and I'm the one that's stopping you from eating by not playing your song on the radio, not knowing that you get a third of a penny for every time you get played on the radio. But since I'm holding you back in life, let me give you some game. You went to the studio because you don't record in the house. You go to a studio. You went to the studio. At the studio, there was a producer. There was an engineer. There was 4 girls. That's 6 people, right? That's 6 people. Then on top of that, you had 3 of the homies there. That's 9 people. After that, you got the song mixed. That's another person. That's 10 people. Then it went and got mastered. That's 11 people. So you mean to tell me that this song was trashed through 11 other people, and because I told you it was trash, I'm the asshole? That's not crazy to you?
You know what the problem is here?
That's how we end up with the music we be getting. For K-Dot and a couple others, because we ain't gonna make it just sound like it was K-Dot that was out here trying to make shit right. But that's how we ended up with a lot of the stuff out here. We like, ugh. All the mids you hear. The recent Drakes. It's because they surround themselves in a group full of people, man. And everybody on the tit. Everybody trying to eat off the star. So why am I about to tell you that's not a hit and then you don't put it out? You might get mad at me. You might react at me weird. That's all they're thinking about. I'm not trying to do nothing for the star to be mad at me, because I want to be on the gravy train too. Now, if you happen to have somebody around you that's the scenario, but they still on some, hey, what's that sound in the back? That's ass. That second verse. What is it you said? Yeah, that's stupid. That's stupid. I wouldn't do that. Matter of fact, that third verse should be your first verse. With that first to the end, and then make you something in the middle, and you might be cooking with something. Like that type motherfucker that's more worried about you really shining and looking good and out here the right way is invaluable. You can't have enough of them. But just like you see with these athletes and whatnot, criticism, these soft, brittle spirits that Dave Chappelle always talk about, brittle spirit. You can't have a brittle spirit and want to be at the top or want to make it. Can't take a little criticism. You whole mood change. Shut down and get depressed or instantly get angry. It don't motivate you. When criticism don't motivate you, you know, that's a tough thing to deal with.
You know, the problem is them 10 before you is telling the nigga his shit is hard.
That's what I was gonna say.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
That's what I'm trying to tell, bro. I'm not the problem, bro.
Nobody is honest. Now, I don't exactly just be I'm not exactly an asshole all the time.
That's what we tuned in for. Again, what's this real quick before we Gangster Chronicle Podcast. Gangster Chronicle Podcast. Check them out. They be having a lot of, especially West Coast, a lot of West Coast stuff on there. Y'all gonna see them on the channel every now and then. It sheds a light on why so many DJs are just regular club DJs and not radio DJs. You know what I'm saying? Club DJ. Again, who's the overseer for a club DJ? He bought the equipment. He's booking the venues, or he's finding a venue to do his thing at. He can really play what's hot to him. I mean, obviously, it's in his best interest to keep in mind the people. So he might be a DJ that check charts and see what's hot in what areas, and because the music that hot change from state to state, city to city. But that was cool. That was cool to see, you know what I'm saying, how the radio worked. I like information. I'm a geek. But we learned something. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all pulling up the smoke with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment, subscribe, do y'all thing like y'all always been doing. I appreciate the love. But I'm Oops Great, Mr. Kush Equilibrium. Get at you.